Hi, my name is Lucca Ferreira. I am a student here at Queens. I'm a junior.
So was there anything that stood out to you particularly on your hand map?
I really like the lines that we drew on our hands, symbolizing the journeys that we've been through in our lives.
And what were 2 or 3 thoughts that came to mind when I asked you to think of COVID-19?
I said opportunity and growth.
And who did you describe as your support system?
I said my mother. My mother's great. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so where is home currently for you right now?
My home is right here, Charlotte.
Perfect.
That's cool.
And where were you born?
I was born in Cabo Frio. It's right outside of Rio de Janeiro, in Brazil.
And how long have you been in Charlotte then?
I've been in Charlotte for 2 or 3 years, and I've been in the U.S. for 9 years now.
So would you just be able to describe briefly your experience during the last 2 years of COVID?
Yeah. When COVID came, I was in school, and there was a lot of money to go around with initiatives such as like faith in the vaccine, like promoting the vaccine in communities that were hesitant towards the vaccine. So I actually earned a lot of money from those opportunities, which was really nice because it made it a little less miserable because, you can hang out with many people.
Mm-hmm.
I actually, I got really lonely as well. So I saw it as an opportunity to grow as a person. I remember when we were, what was it called? We were isolating.
Mm-hmm.
When we were isolating, it was a very, very lonely moment for me since I couldn't see my friends. I'm a people person. And I saw it as an opportunity to grow. Me and my mom would go on walks every day. It was nice. So, yeah.
So do you remember the very early days? What did you do during the first lockdown, when you really couldn't leave your house?
So the first early days I went fishing a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Because I would just tell my mom that I was going to go fishing. So I could leave the house and I went fishing. I actually hung out with a lot of friends during that time, which was kind of stupid, but I did it. It was a good time. We would hide from our parents. And I also, after we got caught, I guess, hanging out with each other and we had to go back into isolation, I would do a lot of bike rides.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or walk with my mom. That was really nice. Bike rides are the best. Some music on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Can you describe your experience going to school during the pandemic? You were still in high school, right?
Yeah.
Well, you were kind of in that weird area. You described high school and then also your transition to college here.
Yeah. So high school went all virtual, so it ended basically. I know. I was not doing good in some classes. All of a sudden, I was getting A's, which was really nice. And then I came to college, and Queens was extremely strict about COVID, which was kind of annoying because all of my other friends were having a good time in college. I couldn't have guests over, or I had to wear a mask everywhere. It sucked, but I guess it did what it did. So coming here, school kind of sucked for COVID, but also I made a lot of friends because it was freshman year. So I had an okay time with it. I didn't have as bad as a time as other people, I guess.
Did you struggle with the social distancing? How did that affect you?
Social distancing sucked, but I think I broke it a lot. I didn't really follow the rules, which I thought were stupid at the time. So, but I see what they were aiming at. I actually got in a lot of trouble sometimes for it, but rules were rules.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Were there times that you had to do school from home? How did you find that in comparison to doing it in person?
I found school at home easier because you could probably cheat at most things. You can, look it up. And most professors understood that we could do that. So they didn't even tell us, okay, don't look it up. Or they were okay, you use our resources. Most tests were open book, which was really nice. So school, it was easier to do school, but it was harder to learn, I guess.
Yeah. Do you feel it hindered when you came to college or even when you went into your sophomore year when everything was more in person? Do you feel that affected you? Yeah,
it affected me a lot. I think I lost my interest in learning a little bit because it was mostly completing tasks now instead of being with your teacher or being with your with your fellow classmates and learning. I didn't like it at all.
Do you feel you're more you do better in a classroom environment with a teacher and interacting with people?
Oh yeah, I remember I had a Spanish class with 4 people in it in person, and that was the best because you have to interact. It was awesome. Yeah, it was great.
How did you feel your friendships or your family relationships changed during the pandemic?
I think they got stronger. Like I said, me and my mother were hanging out every single day. It was really nice. And you turn to each other in these hard times. So my mom and I got really close. My brother and I were spending more time together. I really think that the pandemic helped revive a lot of relationships as well as end them. Like spend time with someone like that, you're like, oh, I really don't like you.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel like it affected your friendships or anything like that as well?
Yeah, my friendships, it was harder to hang out with friends.
Mm-hmm.
But the friends that I did, I play a lot of video games sometimes, so it was nice talking to the boys online, playing some Warzone. You know Warzone.
No, you
You
don't. What did you miss most during the pandemic?
What do I miss most? That's a great question. I'm sorry, give me a second.
No, you're good, you're done.
I would say seeing people, like, I remember I was single at the time too. So it was like, oh, I don't even see any girls like ever. Like, how am I supposed to like get a girlfriend or like have fun, But I guess I hung out with my friends more when I could. Just seeing people, it was hard, like seeing the same people every day, doing the same thing every day. Like,
yeah, definitely for a sociable person as well.
Yeah, I am.
Was there ever a time that you stepped in to help somebody who was affected by COVID-19?
Yeah. I guess with the Faith in the Vaccine Initiative, we did a lot of community work. Like we did a lot of vaccine clinics. I actually did a podcast where we would have doctors come over and we talk to them about COVID-19 and like the science behind it. Like talking about the myths behind it, I think we helped a lot of people with those, and yeah,
it reached a lot.
I did it with the Belk Chapel. It was really nice.
Oh, yeah, cool.
It was really cool. Super. And we did it with Professor Cornelius.
Oh yeah, great.
Yeah, he's amazing. Yeah. So he helped us a lot. It was great.
Yeah. Do you feel like that's when your like relationship and your involvement with Belk Chapel kind of got more?
Yeah, because they were paying us a lot. Like it was a grant. It was a lot of money to do this podcast, and it was interesting. I had like conversations with like the trans community leader. How COVID is affecting them. I'll send you the link to this to all the podcasts. Amazing. We did like 7 or 8 with like really interesting people. It was great. So I did get involved with the Belk Chapel more, and the school. Yeah, it was nice.
Has the pandemic changed your normal routines?
Yeah, I think the pandemic changed everything. Now, like interviews, you don't have to go into the office. You can just do it. It's really nice, actually. I think pandemic brought a lot of good stuff to, life. Like the virtual stuff, a lot of jobs can be done from home. Yeah, it changed a lot. But I feel like I'm still the same person as I was before the pandemic. Just like it doesn't really change a lot about your personality or your daily life anymore. Just like I don't know, whatever. That was a terrible answer. Yeah.
You're good. So what are some of the challenges that you faced during the pandemic?
I would say also I would say I was going through a breakup too, and that was tough. That made it way worse. The pandemic made it way worse. So I went through a hard time with that. But other than that, it was just hard not seeing my friends. It wasn't really a tough time except for the breakup part.
What are some long-lasting consequences of the pandemic, do you think?
Oh, I think not in my life. I think somehow, but thank God, my family was all right with like employment and stuff. But, a lot of people that weren't able to get jobs or their state when, open, people that had built restaurants or people that have been working towards a project their whole lives, and the pandemic just, screws that up, like those people may never recover. So yeah, I'm very lucky we weren't some of those people. Yeah. So I think pandemic had a lot of consequences towards us. I don't know.
What are some good things that you learned through your experience during the pandemic?
I'd say learning sometimes how to be alone is nice. That was one thing. Patience is, I still haven't learned, but I don't think I ever will. To find new hobbies, I found a lot of new hobbies. Working out was nice. Riding bikes, connecting with old friends, podcasts. Oh my God, podcasts are the best. Just like finding new hobbies, patience, being alone. It was a nice like stop to life, So I think I learned just like how to chill a little bit.
Slow down.
Yeah, slow down.
How do you think that your life has changed since March 2020 when the pandemic hit us?
It changed everything. I was in high school, so now I'm in college. Now I'm almost out of college, so everything has changed, but I like it. It's a good time.
What do you think has changed?
Everything. They like my whole life. I used to live at home. Now I don't live at home. I used to like have other friends. Now I have different friends. I started doing things that I love that I didn't have back then. Everything changed. Mm-hmm. Terrible answer. I'm sorry. I suck at this. I didn't tell you I was going to be good.
You're not terrible.
Yeah.
You're fine. Seriously, you're fine. How do you think that experience has shaped you as a person?
I think it made me grow. Like those things I talked about, like patience. Accepting the things that you can't change. That's a big one. And I think that I really tried to learn. I haven't learned, but I really tried in the pandemic. But yeah, I think that's it.
What do you think that your future is going to look like? Do you think it's different from before the pandemic, like what you viewed it as?
Yeah. Especially because I found like new hobbies and new career paths that I want to pursue now that I'm in college. Before I didn't know what I wanted to do at all. Mm-hmm. I just wanted to get to college. Now I'm in college. I already figured out what I want to do. I think I wanted my life to be kind of boring. Before college, I could just get a job. Mm-hmm. No, I don't want to do that.
What do you want to do now with your life?
I want to do a lot. I don't know. I don't want to like jinx it. So.
Yeah. Well, what career path do you want to go down?
I would be. I don't know. I don't know, but I do know sometimes.
Okay, well, roughly right now in this moment, what do you think?
I think I'm gonna be a movie star.
Okay.
There you go.
And do you think that you're going to be a movie star before the
No.
So that like hobbies and growth? Like,
a lot of or just like something that is out of the norm. I'm not going to just get a job. I'm going to do something that's like I'm going to tell somebody what I do. They'd be like, oh, what? Like that's cool. Yeah, it's kind of like no,
that's cool. What did you learn from your own personal experiences during COVID?
What did I learn from my own personal experiences? I learned that you can't always have what you want, and most of the time you won't have what you want. But it's like a skill to accept the things it's a skill to accept the things that you can't change. It's a skill to accept the things that you can't change. I'm trying to make this like good.
You don't need to try. This is fine.
Yeah. Okay. You got that.
Oh, that's good. Let me see. Do you feel like so you would say that you're a pretty sociable person. Mm-hmm. You thrive off being around other people. Yeah. Do you think that aspect of like your socialization was like hindered during the COVID-19 pandemic?
Oh yeah. It was. I think after the COVID-19 pandemic, I had to retrain myself to be sociable. But also, I remember during the middle of the pandemic, I got like a job at this restaurant, so I could talk to customers. I remember like first day, I'd just be like talking to everybody. I really like talking to other people, so COVID really affected that. Talking to the same people every day kind of sucks. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'd say it sucked for a while.
Do you feel like you had to kind of learn to be comfortable with like being by yourself and not always being around people because of it?
Yeah, dude, a lot. And it's not fun, especially for me. I don't like being alone. So a lot of movies, a lot of podcasts.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Yeah.
All right, those are all my questions, honestly.
Yeah, you have a lot of questions.